This is COVID-19 log 29. Today is April 25th, 6:09 p.m. Cases and deaths. World deaths now are at 202,936. Another grim milestone there. World cases are at just over 2.9 million. U.S. deaths are at 54,120. I believe that was somewhere around how many U.S. military people died in Vietnam, so that's just a scary number. U.S. cases were at 955,488, so very close to a million. New York deaths, my state of New York, 21,728. Cases, 287,452. Columbia County deaths, we're still at 13. I didn't do a video yesterday, so it's actually been a couple days. I really expected that we were going to see a death yesterday, so I'm glad to see that we are still at that 13. Cases, however, have jumped quite a bit. They're at 149. 145 are in mandatory quarantine. That's the highest I have ever seen that number for our county. And what's bad about that is at that point you definitely have more people who are infected out in their homes than there are in the hospital. Which, I mean, you know, they're under mandatory quarantine, but still. So what's been going on? We're at day 56 now since the first U.S. coronavirus death. Day 101 since the first case. Not really good stuff, well, good and bad, going on with New York. Hospitalizations have kind of leveled off. Deaths, let's see, we had 437 die yesterday, 422 the day before, so I was happy that we got down as low as the 400s, but now we've been staying there. We've sort of hit this like second lower plateau, and we're really hoping to see it come down faster than that. But we've kind of been holding in the 400s. So yeah, the fear of a second wave is still out there. It's not even really a fear, like it's gonna happen. All the experts say it will return in the fall, you know, just like the flu does, and that's the problem, is that we're gonna now have coronavirus with the flu, and symptoms are similar, so you don't really know which one you even have. So everybody is supposed to get a flu shot this year. I'm going to. But even then, like, I've gotten the flu shot twice and still got the flu. So, you know, everybody's in the world is scrambling for this vaccine. And even if they came up with something that you could treat it, then it's like, okay, it's not as big a deal. If you get it, there's a treatment for it, you're not going to die. But and I would hope that that would be made available in pharmacies, because then you have everybody flooding the hospitals for the treatment and having them be at overcapacity like we were, or max capacity. So having it not go to the pharmacies, I think, would be a bad idea. This way you can go get it, come home. I think you would still have to quarantine, though. That's the problem. So, but everybody's trying to come up with a vaccine. Us, Germany, UK, all over the world. China, I'm sure. There's still the plan for testing, tracing, and isolating that's still going on. New York has already started doing the plasma testing to see if you have antibodies. That's somewhere around 15% of the people they've tested have the antibodies. They still don't know if that means you're immune. That showed that the death rate was at 5%, which isn't, excuse me, that would be bad, is at 0.5%, and I think the flu is like 0.2. So it's not horrible, but definitely worse than the flu, over twice as deadly. So, still looking at reopening by region. There's still, the mayors are talking, or governors, I mean, and getting that. The whole uproar now is that our president, Donald Trump, they do a coronavirus briefing from the White House every night, and he actually suggested to the doctors that were up there with him that we could come up with some, they should research either ingestion or injection of disinfectants like bleach or Lysol or something. That's how dumb our president is, and everybody is like, oh my god, that anybody would even be so dumb as to say that. He says now that he was being sarcastic, but no, it's like a straight up lie. Like, you could see that it was an actual suggestion. It is just ridiculous. To the point where, like, the makers of like Clorox and Lysol and all that have had to issue statements saying, like, do not ingest this, do not put it in your body in any way. Like, it's just ridiculous. Yeah. They're trying to figure out in the new normal how to reopen and run schools in the new normal. Will it be social distancing? Will it be online? They want to have the actual schools open and not do it online because kids need the socialization. So, yeah, they're kind of trying to figure that out. The FDA approved the first home test. I haven't seen anything about what it looks like, what you have to do. I don't know if that's going to be like mailed out to everybody, but I guess there is one you could do at home. It is made and it's FDA approved. We're now allowing the governor this morning put in a executive order that will allow pharmacies to collect samples. So you can go to the pharmacy and they do a cheek swab or something, and then they mail it off to a lab. I think they're doing about 20,000 tests a day now. I mean, we have so many infected that, that would still be not enough. I think they said we need to be able to do like 500,000 a day to like really be sure by this fall who's infected and who isn't. But what was really weird too is they showed video clips on the news of normally unseen animals exploring the cities during lockdown because there's nobody out there. There's no cars, there's no people, there's no noise, there's no nothing. So there was one clip of like these penguins are just like running through the city. There was another one that was like it's like bison or something where you were like going down the sidewalks. It was just crazy. Air pollution too is down to a level we have never seen before because nothing's open, nobody's driving, factories aren't going. It's, So they showed satellite images, and it was just like before and after. It was crazy. They showed before and after side by side photos of cities like Los Angeles, and it's just the difference is nuts. Um, it proved that it won't have any long lasting effect on the environment, but it's crazy to see. Um, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Personally, good. The weather's been nice, so I've been able to get out and climb and rappel and do all that stuff. I just finished making a video for my niece for her birthday. I made one for my nephew too. Both of their birthdays are this upcoming week, so yeah, it was good. Everything's good here, just still on lockdown. Um, Probably will be for a while, but tests are in the works, so that's a good thing.